All right, all right, all right. We are live on a Friday night. Why would you want to go out and hit the clubs when you can hang out with awesome people like Emily, Eddie, and I don't know, our guest of honor tonight, Sarah Cole. We are here tonight with this hangout to help, not Stella, Sarah, get her groove back. And so yeah, and I'm Jason J. Boom Leagard. So actually, let's start. Eddie, why don't you just introduce yourself to anyone who maybe don't know us yet in the group? So we'll just go down the line. So let me start with you, man.
All right. Excuse me, everybody. Yeah, I'm Eddie Aguilar out of Flagstaff, Arizona, the beautiful part of Arizona, which is in northern Arizona. And just happy to be here. Results 513 is freaking awesome. Obviously got to know Sarah Cole thanks to the Home Business Academy event and Ignition, and got to meet, blessed to meet Emily at Ignition. So, and then obviously me and Jason go back a little ways. So, well, not about a year ago. So we're good to go.
Right on. And Emily, if you want to introduce yourself to the group.
Emily, you're going to have to unmute yourself. Oh,
there we go. Hi, guys. I'm Emily. I'm from Indiana, and I met all of these guys in Ignition in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's been a trip ever since.
Right on. And I am Jason Leagard, also known as J Boom, and I got to meet Sarah at the Home Business Academy as well for the first time, and we immediately hit it off and had a total blast. And she's nothing but all heart, and that's why we're all here tonight. And hopefully some other folks are going to jump on if they get the chance. And so yeah, we're here to support one of our own, and by doing that, we're going to support everybody else in the group. And Results 513 and Ignition. So Sarah, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Cole. I am from Oregon. I met Jason online before I actually met him at the HBA event, but I also met Eddie at the HBA event and Emily at Ignition. I got to speak with Emily a little bit online before we met at Ignition. Gosh, Jason, do you want me to go into why I've called everyone to action?
Yeah, if you want to, and then that's probably what we're going to kind of do as far as how to help you out.
Let me interrupt real quick. Emily, we're going to need to mute you. Just until, like, when you're ready to speak, unmute yourself, because your echo, we're getting your echo big time.
Okay.
So.
Let's see.
All right, you guys you two take it away.
There it goes. Okay, cool. Yeah, Sarah, so just share with the group here and people that will watch the replay, you know, like you said, why you kind of you put a call to arms in the group to all of us, and why we came together tonight for you.
Yeah. Well, since coming back from Ignition, the beginning of April, I have been consistent with my business and making really great leaps and strides. I've been consistently making a sale every week, and they're always residual, so that's really stacking up. But about a week ago, had some mental stress, we will call it, and just trying to bounce back from that has been a struggle for me. I just need to regain my confidence. I need to regain that feeling that I had when I was down in Ignition, and even at the HBA I got the same feeling, just jiving off of everybody. And gosh, it's so hard to explain the feeling that I got when I was down there at Ignition, but having people want to interview me and having people ask my perspective on things and hear my story and tell me that I was inspiring them, I need to recapture that feeling, because I know I inspire people. I've got like 14 or 15 people that I'm interacting with on an everyday basis in my brand new company, which is Phase 1, My Success Story, and they depend on me and they need me. And since this happened late last week, I've just fallen off the map. I've touched base with them a little bit, kind of said, hey, you know what, I'm struggling, I'll bounce back. And I want to be able to bounce back with confidence. And then the next time this happens, not let it completely knock me off course. because it's going to happen again. There's this saying that, you know, life is crisis. If you're not in one right now, then one is coming or one just ended. So I've got to learn to function up to my own standards in crisis.
Nice. Well, first off, you know, we got nothing but love for you, you know, because of how we've all interacted at Ignition or the HBA. And kudos to you, first of all, for two reasons. One, your initial Facebook post within the group. I know there was people that were inspired by the fact you were that open, you know, with a struggle, and put it out there, kind of put yourself on blast, like, hey, I'm over here, it's a bit tough, and I could use help. And just even you describing it here in the intro as well, you know, because like you said, it is about the crisis you maybe just got through or the one that's coming, and you have to learn how to navigate some crazy waters sometimes. And that's why I know Eddie and Emily and yourself all can understand the power we've gained by being a part of Results 513, because we're all in the same boat together. So everybody's got a paddle. Yep. You know, so we're all good. We're all working for each other. Well, I'll kick things off with, because I had a couple ideas that I came up with today when I reached out to Sarah last night about getting people on a Hangout. And I'll start off, and then we'll go to Emily, and then we'll go to Eddie. But the first idea I had was for each of us to share something that we've experienced interacting with Sarah, and it's something that just really struck us on a deep level as being just flat out impressed with how badass she is as a leader. And the first thing I was thinking about today, Sarah, that really struck a chord with me is that when I watched you interact with a lot of people around you at Ignition, and whether it be just having a conversation or you're maybe out offering a little coaching, kind of like on the fly, whatever it was, or even just kind of you sharing your opinions on some things, like even the first night, is you remind me a whole lot as to how Brenda Gagne is as a leader, because you have an ability where you know exactly what you're about, and you will speak your voice no matter what. And there's a lot of people that will try to sugarcoat that, or they won't say maybe 50% of that, and you just flat out, whatever the topic was, whatever your heart, you know, whatever was on your heart, whatever you felt you needed to share, you did it. Like, you would share it, you would speak your voice, and come hell or high water. And that, to me, is a hugely impressive trait to have, especially, I think, in internet marketing these days, because there's too many people that won't make a stand and actually stand up and say, this is my opinion on this topic, I'm going to tell you what I think about it and how I can help you. Boom. That's it. It's cut and dried. You know, so that was the thing that kind of really struck me today as I was thinking about tonight and doing this Hangout, is that's really impressive to me, that, you know, you just stand up and you say what you want to say, and it doesn't matter what the impression might be. You just go ahead, you do it. You know, so that's the first thing. And we got David that just jumped on there. I saw him sneak under the wire there. Thanks for coming on tonight, man.
Thanks.
Hey, Jason, can I give that back to you a little bit?
For sure, for sure.
Oops, lost my headphone. Hang on, sorry.
Oh.
So I remember meeting you at HBA, and you have a fire in you and a passion in you that I don't see very often in people when I interact with them. People are not as alive as you are. And then when you spoke at Ignition, it's like I felt like I really got to know you. I understood where you were coming from, and then to see your passion and where your passion was building from, it's just amazing. You saw me. I was completely into what you were saying. But I want to say that it takes a very strong person to figure out what is holding them back and then conquer it. It's just not possible with everybody. And I took that away from you. I I wrote down in my notebook what's holding me back, no matter how far ago it was, or no matter whether I think I'm over it or not, what is holding me back? And I was really able to dig down and find that. So, you know what? I have someone arriving at my house. I am so sorry. Hang on just 1 second.
Right on.
Mute me or something. Sorry.
Well, actually, while we're waiting for Sarah, David, you want to unmute and then introduce yourself to everybody out there?
Should be unmuted now.
There you go. Yep.
I don't think I was ever muted. I'm Dave Shirley. I know most of the people. Well, I know a couple of you on here. So I am, of course, an ignition partner. I was one of the first ignition partners, perhaps in the first major group. There was some that they brought in before the first Ignition Summit, but I was one of the first there for that. And 513, I haven't really followed 513 like I wanted to. I call this my year of, I don't know what it's called, year off, basically. I've not done a whole lot this year, sort of maintained, and that was the plan going into the year, is survive this year. I do work full-time. I manage an electrical power plant that's going through some major maintenance this year, and I knew going into the year I would not have very, very little time to commit to something. So I kind of watched 513 unfold. I did some preliminary stuff with Brenda as far as going through the site and reviewing some of the material, but I didn't engage it because I knew that I wouldn't be a player in that, and I couldn't contribute to to the degree that I felt like I needed to participate in that. So I'm still going to go through the course. I think it's got a lot to offer. It's definitely a venue to bring people in and teach them basically everything they need to know to get started in marketing, and just to follow on, hopefully with an ignition partner out of the, in the end game there, out of that. Of course, 513, in my mind, anyway, from what I know about it, isn't just solely for ignition. It can be applied to, basically any business that you're going into. And I don't want to take all your time, and I know Sarah's back. So that's who I am in brief, and we'll talk more about that some other time.
Right on. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you jumping on. You're always very active in the group and showing a lot of support to a lot of people, and that's huge. I mean, that's why we're doing this tonight for Sarah. And Sarah is back.
Hi.
I don't know if aliens were trying to abduct her or what was going on, or just a UPS man. I'll
be very brief, but I dropped off my kids at 6, an hour away with their dad, and their dad just showed up with them here. So I'm like, what's going on? I forgot to give them the backpack, so they had to come and get his clothes for the whole weekend. He had to drive all the way here, but got lost coming here, so it's taking him this long. I'm like, oh my gosh, he started. Will you go feed the toddler before he has a meltdown? It's 8:30, he hasn't had dinner. Okay, moving on.
And that's a mom in action there. Well, let's go to you, Emily, if you want to unmute, and if you want to just share, one thing that you've been really impressed with Sarah, as a leader.
I mean, one thing I've been really impressed with Sarah is just the fact that you're a mother of 5, and you're a single mom, and that takes a lot of time and energy, and yet you're still building a business. I mean, I work with a lot of single moms in my job, and they sit back and they're like, there's no hope, there's nothing, and it's like they depend on the system, and you're not doing that. So that's amazing and incredible to me.
Thank you, Emily.
Because I see it all the time, and to see somebody moving forward and not making the excuses that I've seen is amazing.
Thank you.
Right on. I'm right with you there, Emily. When I first of all, I was like, what do you mean she has 5 kids? She looks like she's 18 or something, so that was a little confusing. Actually, Emily, can you mute yourself out? We're getting that echo a little bit. Perfect. Thank you. And let's go to Eddie Aguilar, my brother up in Flagstaff. What's something in the times you've spent hanging out, whether it be even, hanging out in person at HBA, Ignition, or just even chatting, through Facebook. What's the quality of Sarah that you've just been blown away by? Because I know you've had it.
Well, what's awesome is what Emily just said. Was I knew where I wanted to go, but as soon as Emily brought up what she brought up with you, Sarah, is that you're not playing victim of circumstance. You're not putting blame on anybody else. You're not putting blame on yourself. You were just saying, this is my life. This is where I'm at. I'm going to do what I can to create the life for me and my children and show them and lead them. And one of the best things that I saw, and I brought it up to you when at HBA when we first sat down for lunch, was I thought it was freaking awesome that your daughter posted a picture of you to show you, to say, I'm so proud of my mom. And to have a child do that for their mom, who's taken on the world of not only her but her 4 siblings, but to show the appreciation, obviously says something about how she's raising her kids. That goes a long ways. You can tell a lot about a person by the way, by their children. And seeing that right there was freaking awesome. And I told you about it too when we first sat down for lunch. And then, I didn't know you. I sat down with you. I said, well, I'm going to get to know this gal, and sat down. And obviously everybody's getting the feelers out, and then finally you shared some personal thoughts, ideas, and your values and morals with myself and Jason. And right then and there I had more, I'm like, this chick's, she's badass. So.
Right on, dude. Love it. David, if we go to you, if you want to share something you've been impressed with Sarah.
Well, like I say, I haven't followed you guys that close, but Sarah this is what I got from Sarah. The first time that I didn't ever meet her, the first time I ever saw her was I was following the Home Business Academy. I had sold a couple of tickets to that, and actually I was looking for someone to sponsor. I knew I couldn't go, and but she was already there. She was one of the people that was already going. But I remember I contacted her briefly, and she said, she'd already had all that planned out. Then I saw the video, Sarah. And I'll try to. This is emotional and I'm not blowing this out of proportion. It's emotional for me to see someone with that passion. Okay, the passion of the tears coming down your eyes, the passion of joy, the passion of feeling, the passion of hope, the passion of going somewhere with your life, all of this culminating into that one thing when someone come up to you and said, hey, Sarah, we want to pay for you, or we want to sponsor you, or we want to do this for you, not as a handout to you, but to push you forward, okay? That was what I got out of it, is people saw in you themselves, and they saw in you something greater than perhaps even you see yourself. And they were willing to invest in you, invest in your family, to take you on down that road, not because it wasn't a handout or anything like that. It's something that you paid for that with your passion. You paid for that with your actions and your hope and just the way that you carried yourself. And that's what I got from you. I got from you that I was ready to take my own checkbook out and send you some money because you touched me, okay? And just like right now, I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at your smile. I'm looking at your eyes, and I'm looking at the way that you present yourself, and I see confidence, okay? I see confidence. And I want you to remember that. Not the way that you feel about yourself, the way others perceive you, okay? And you're a message of hope, okay? A message of hope. And I want you to keep that up, because we're behind you, we're supporting you, and we'll do everything that we can to encourage you on the way, okay?
Thank you. That was amazing. You're awesome. Thank you.
Dave, you could still send her some money.
Well, I could.
Wanted to. Some. Dave, I'm impressed by you. I'm impressed with that kind of testimonial on the spot to Sarah. That's because I think this is what we were hoping for with this hangout tonight. Yeah, Sarah kind of spurred this into action by reaching out to us. But Dave, what you just shared with Sarah, that's something all of us we can put that in the bank for each one of us. As we go through this journey, of being entrepreneurs. So I mean, kudos to you for that heartfelt, just, I mean, that kind of feedback. Everyone can feed off that. I don't care who it is, not just Sarah.
Yeah,
tonight.
something that he said that I'm not sure if everybody caught it, but he said that it's not how we perceive ourselves. It is how others perceive us and how we impact other people's lives. And that has been such a huge motivator for me these last couple of days. I've had so many people reach out and say such amazingly positive things about me. And one person in particular, her name's Ashley, I'm coaching her, she has started sending me back my own words. It's really amazing, actually.
Well, I know you commented this morning, like you woke up this morning and saw a bunch of new comments on that Facebook thread. So what a way, like you said, wow, what a way to wake up to see people resonating with you, what you're about, what you're going through, and saying, hey, I got your back, you helped me with this, I love what you're doing. I mean, it went on and on and on.
It did.
And it's just that this is what's so cool about, this is the potential, I think, of this industry, of where we're headed. I mean, shout out to Justin and Brenda and everyone involved in Results 513, because I think this is the new trend in internet marketing, is what we're doing even tonight, like how we're interacting and the types of messages we're getting out, and like Dave said, talk about hope. We're showing people like, hey, there is hope. You got to put in the work, and you're gonna have tough times. Like Sarah did, and I had some of my own 2 weeks ago. Eddie knows all too well because I kept calling him every damn day, trying to get through it. So the next thing I want to, yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Jump
just
in.
To kind of touch up what you said was how Sarah spurred this, and one thing I don't think she realizes, or anybody, what some of the other people might realize or not have realized until I say this, is just the fact that she said, I'm stuck, I need some freaking help, I'm, a help. That somebody had saw Sarah do that and had just said, oh, so it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say I'm in a rut. And just by Sarah asking for help, I guarantee there's several of us that are watching this that might be going, okay, I'm not the only one. So Sarah, it's one of those things, you got to be bold enough. You got to be the first one that sometimes is to take that step. And when you do, you'll be amazed that other people will be like, okay, sigh of relief. In the next time when somebody else gets stuck, they'll be the first one to speak up. So, no, it's a good kudos. It's kudos to Sarah, and kudos to those that know it's okay now to say, hey, we need some help here.
Yeah. No, I think that was, it's just huge, and it takes a level of guts, because we all want to put the front up. Oh, I'm badass all the time. Nothing can faze me. I'm killing it. You crushing it. Blah 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 blah. And which this is great to an extent, but if you're not feeling that, you've got to. You're more of a badass. I mean, Sarah was more of a badass to say, "Hey, I'm having trouble." That's a true badass when you step out there and say, "Here I am, and right now it's sucking bad, and I'm stuck, and I need help." I mean, that's a badass.
Jason.
Yeah.
It's Dave. This is the opposite way to look at what Sarah's going through, and I'm not familiar with all of it. But I don't think you may be missing the blessing in this battle. The emotional triggers that are surrounding everything that you're going through are powerful emotional triggers, powerful things that will connect you with your avatar for years and years to come. If you smooth sail through everything, you lose all those connection points. okay? And you will be able to reach out and touch those people because you've lived it, okay? Because you connect with them. You'll connect with those people on an emotional level that people that don't face those things will not be able to connect with them with, okay? And I mean, I'm not saying struggling is a good thing, but it's definitely not a bad thing either, okay? And these things that you're going through, I mean, these things can serve you for years and years and years to come.
Yeah, I agree with Dave wholeheartedly. I mean, what I just went through on a spiritual level about 2 weeks ago, it's already serving me moving forward. And I know, like Dave said, he nailed it. It's going to serve me for years because I faced some stuff right when I was in full momentum, like Sarah was feeling. You know, just riding high off ignition, and boy, like, here we go, and it's just rolling, and then he was just like out, done. And I had to fight really hard to get back, but it was a test of my gratitude attitude to keep the focus on the gratitude, and that's why I reached out. I mean, I had to reach out to Eddie almost every day. We had a phone call talk because I knew he knew where I was at, and he helped me just kind of vent and, gain perspective. And that's what I think is great about tonight, doing this for Sarah. The next thing I want each of us to do, and actually Sarah recommended this earlier, which I think is a great idea, is now let's each of us provide her something that we've either seen her do a little bit and we want more of, or just something we feel we'd love to see, going forward out of Sarah. Maybe it's some new idea that we just thought of, before jumping on the Hangout. So I'll kick it off. Sarah, one of the things I think is going to give you so much leverage in this industry, and it kind of goes along with what Emily was talking about, being the single mom with no excuses, 5 kids and saying, screw it, I'm going to do this anyways, was one of your videos, and the main thing I just remember about this particular video you shot is with your one son, and you were doing the video, and he's leaning in, and he's like, hi, and you, like, as mom, not marketer, as mom, you kept like, okay, now sit back. He's like, hi, sit back, and you had to do it like multiple times to get him to sit back.
I was afraid he was going to fall out of the chair.
Yeah, but for me, what I thought was so awesome about that video was, here's a mom that's marketing while being mom, and there was such, I mean, and you, from your perspective, you're just like, oh, okay, just sit back. I'm trying to sit back. I'm trying to shoot. I'm trying to change lives. And can you sit back? To me, it was an incredible video because it was so authentic, and just at least from, because I tried to look at it like outside looking in, as one, like looking at it as your avatar.
Yeah.
As a single mom that comes across, just in particular that video, I'm thinking, what if I'm a single mom and I've got maybe 4 kids, and I just come across, here's Sarah talking about mindset or whatever. I don't even remember what you talked about in the video now. I was so focused on that part of it. But if I was a single mom and I saw you interacting with your children, being a good mom, like you said, you're looking out for them, you're just like, hey, I'm also like disciplined, like, hey, no, just chill, but then staying in the moment of, now I'm going to provide value as a marketer, as a leader. And that, to me, like that one video, I thought, I was like, wow, if I'm her avatar in one video just because of that interaction with her son, I'm a fan. And I'm going to go find her Facebook page, I'm going to sign up for her list, I'm going to find out, well, what's Sarah Cole about business-wise? Because she's doing it as a mom in the moment. She's not waiting for when the kids go to bed necessarily, or whatever. It's like, no, she's on it 24/7 where she can, when she can, and she's still being a kick-ass, badass mom all the way through it. So I would like to see more videos from you in general.
Mm-hmm.
From my perspective, I think you have a presence that's powerful, and again, that whole reality, and just you speak from the heart and you speak your mind confidently, and you don't hold back. And there are, I know as far as your avatar, single moms, I know there are women out there that would look to you and say, well, if Sarah said it and she can say it, then I can say some stuff too. And then they go, and
Yep.
then they'll have success. So I want to see more videos, period.
Awesome.
Whatever you want to do them on, but I want to see that, because the two I've seen so far, it blew me away. So that's my feedback. That's what I want, Sarah. Videos.
You'll get them.
All right. Emily, if you want to jump in, if there's something you want to see more out of Sarah from her business or whatever it is.
Well, Sarah, I mean, we've kind of talked about this, and that your business you're almost like a social worker online, because you're dealing with a lot of having moms, setting goals, and working with them and inspiring them. But don't take on their problems. Don't take them on to yourself, because that'll burn you out faster than anything. Because, I mean, that's what I do, and that's one thing I had to learn.
Yeah.
So, be really careful and reach out and find somebody to really vent to that can understand where you're coming from.
Thank you for being my someone I can vent to, Emily. I appreciate our call.
Not a problem. And just your openness, to some of my suggestions, because you kind of shared with me a little bit more in depth of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I just appreciated your openness and willing to listen, and take some of the things that I suggested and put them into action.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to implementing them, because I'm always open to new suggestions and new things to try to make it a happier, healthier family. So
that's awesome. And that'll stand out to so many moms, because that's the desire of their heart, and they just don't know how to do it. And having you show it in your video posts, in your marketing, in your Facebook posts, whatever, that will stand out, because you are making a difference.
thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Emily. She beat me to it. Eddie, I know you want more out of Sarah. You and I've talked about how she's a badass woman, and we love her to death. So what's something you want to see more of out of Sarah Cole, man?
Me, yeah, that's a bad thing with you and I. We're a lot on the same page. Bad thing, good thing. But I agree with Jason. I agree with Emily. Is just start implementing. But the biggest thing that obviously you've touched, even David, is just being raw and real. And whether it's an emotional deal where you just got through something, and remember this, so it can be the happy moments too. That might be something on, oh wow, I'm so freaking excited, I gotta tell somebody, and then just do a freaking video and put it out there. And then as people start seeing your story, they're saying, okay, she has her tough moments, she has her up moments. It's not just all, and they need to see everything. And especially your avatar, those people that are going to follow you, having your kid walk up to you while you're recording is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because I think that's raw and real. If you actually wait till your kids are asleep or till your kids are gone, then you're giving yourself a small window. What you're doing by doing your videos with your baby in the house, or your older one coming home from school or whatever, is you're showing this is life. Hey, this is life. This is raw and real, and it's gonna give other women the perspective of, oh, I can do this, and that's not a bad thing to have. You got your baby in your arms or in your lap. Why not do a video? That's what they need to see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and bring the passion. I mean, and that's one good thing about you is that I don't think you fake it. I've never watched a video and go, oh, she's trying to pump herself up, or she's trying to be a little more dramatic. I mean, you are just you and continue being that. So keep rocking that. Yeah, more videos, girl.
Awesome. Thank you, Eddie.
Right on. David, what would you like to see more of from Sarah?
Well, I was listening. I was listening and I was thinking the whole time, and I want to give I want to give something of value to her. I don't know as much as you guys do, but I thought of something as you guys was talking. I'm talking about the transformation of Sarah, and this is what I would like to see is a video that starts off with picture captions of as far back as you can go in this process, and these pictures are going to play out on your video as you talk through the scenes telling your transformational story. And at one point in the video, it's going to come to real life, to the full transformation of where then you're on the screen finishing that transformational video. So it's going to be not necessarily your life story, but the story of your transformation unfolding on this video, okay, as it is played out. And I mean, this is going to play into your avatar. You're going to be able to relate right to where they are and bring them through the whole transformation in the video.
I just have to say that's freaking amazing. That's amazing. I had never thought of doing it that way because it's hard to. I don't have video of my life back then like I can make a video now, but there's absolutely no problems with me going back and finding a video of me as a 16-year-old. I mean, a picture of me as a 16-year-old mom. There's no problem with me finding a picture as me as a graduating mom with an 18-month-old. You know, me being, you know, overweight after having my first son. I've got tons of pictures showing all these different things that I have gone through. That's an amazing idea, Dave. That's like freaking killer.
All right. Glad you can use it. I think it'll do you some good there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah, I think now you need to send the money back to David. Dude, wow, that's, yeah. I'm writing that down for myself.
Yeah, Dave, how long have you been in this industry?
Well, home business since '93. I started in 1993. So.
Nice, nice.
KG veteran.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, I wanted to wrap up here because I know everybody's working hard and got tons of stuff they're getting onto, or I think Sarah's still gonna go dance or something.
That's
get your dance on. But let's wrap this up, and just each of us, and I'll start with you, Emily, here in a second, is just again, we're all about being raw and real here. You know, it's part of why we're all here tonight is because of that aspect of Sarah's personality, and just from the heart, just tell Sarah, let's just pour out some love. Let's give her the gratitude for who she is, who she already is, and who she's continuing to become. So just whatever you want to give, just throw at her. Let's wrap it up with some high energy vibes. And Emily, if you want to kick things off for us, I'd appreciate it.
Well, Sarah, just since I've gotten to know you, we've talked, I think, every week since Ignition, and I just really appreciate you as a person. You know, like I've said before, you're a mom of 5, you're not making excuses. You're inspiring these ladies in your Phase 1 and Phase 2 groups to make a better life. And I think that is freaking awesome. So just continue in it. We'll continue talking each week, and I look forward to just getting to know you deeper and in a much better way.
Thank you.
Right on, Emily. That was awesome. Eddie, my brother, bring it, dude. Bring it for her.
Oh man, girl, I've been impressed from you since day one, or impressed with you since day one. But what you've done just by now, just by reaching out to the group and sharing this and us coming together, my mind's going all kinds of different ways, and that's a good thing. It's what you just ignited by doing this says a lot about you. So you have to continue doing what you're doing, because there are other women that are far way behind you where you're at right now that need tons of help. And just by doing this is something right here alone that you can share with your group. Not even essentially the video, but just the action of what you created, of us coming together, other people taking an hour out of their time to watch this whole show being recorded, that there is value, and sometimes it's not, like Dave said, it's not what we see in ourselves, it's what others see in us. So sometimes quit judging yourself and quit looking at yourself as to where you think you are, and sometimes you have to throw that little voice in your head to the side and listen to what's being told from you on the outside. So, girl, you know you got a big support system here. There's more of us out there that support you that aren't here, and just keep on rocking it. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Eddie.
Right on, Eddie. David, if you want to share some final thoughts.
Final thought, Sarah, 99.5% of the world cannot even make a video. Okay. I'm serious. There's something you might take as small as being able to create a video is ahead of 99.5% of the world that does not have the courage to even make a video. I believe, Sarah, you're only limited by your imagination. Okay, there is nowhere that you will not be able to go. I believe you have the courage, the determination, the willpower, and the hope to make anything out of your future you so choose. And it's just a privilege to be on here, and it's a privilege to work with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Wow. That was, man, Dave. Woo! All right. I'm the emotional guy, so I'm going to try not to cry here at the end, because I actually just thought of something that I want to share with folks that to me, Sarah, is why I've connected with you immediately as a colleague, as a friend, and as someone that's got, I mean, you gave me kudos earlier about my passion, but I've got to flip that back to you. And the one example that really kind of jumped back into my memory is when we were at Home Business Academy. I can't remember if it was the second day or what, but we were all taking a break from the training, and I remember I walked down the hallway and you were talking to Kimball Roundy, and I didn't even know what you guys were talking about, but you were kind of having a moment, I could tell, and he was listening to you, and I saw the tears, and I saw a heart that was so big in action that just wanted it so bad, and like, because you knew that this was your time. This was Sarah Cole's time to grab hold of what she wants to do with her life, how she wants to help tons and tons of people, and she was kind of this emotional moment of like, you want it so bad, and there were some things that were trying to stop you.
Yep.
And just watching you interact with Kimball, and I only saw this for like a minute. I mean, I just happened to walk by, and then I came back in the room, and you were still there. And that memory jumped back in my mind tonight as we do this hangout. Is that to me is what's going to allow you to change and shift. I mean, forget just single moms' lives. You're going to change everybody's life, because someone that's got that big of a heart has to win. You have to win, Sarah. It's done. It's done for you. You have no other option except to win, because when I see someone with that much damn heart, Eddie, David, Emily, everyone in this group, everyone that watches this video is in your corner for life. And that's how we know. We know in our hearts you're going to win.
Thank
Period.
you. That's what I have to remember. Everybody I meet, they're in my corner. Every time I meet people, Kimball, Jimmy, Brenda, Justin, I meet these people and they're like right away, girl, you got this, just run. And I'm like, I had no idea. I really felt like I had no idea. It's like having them ask me to speak on Sunday. I was so excited to do it and I wanted to do it, but I have no idea I'm ready. I have to stop. As you guys just said, I'm holding myself back, because there are so many women who are not, someone said this, not anywhere near to where I am yet, and I want to help them get there. You know, you can be confident and strong and powerful and beautiful and happy with your life, but you've got to take action and do it. You've got to chase after it.
You nailed it. See, there it is. There it is, folks. There it is. That's why we're here, Sarah. I'm gonna say at 8:50 p.m. Pacific time that Sarah has her groove back. I wish we. Too bad. I should have brought some. We should have music going or
Oh.
something. But
We'll add that in later.
we'll do this. Well, I think that's a wrap, everybody. So much appreciation to Sarah for spurring this on. Appreciation, obviously, to Emily, to Eddie, to David for jumping on the fly, and what you provided in value was incredible. And anyone watching this, this is the hope for a different type of life that we're all working our asses off every single day. That's why we're here on a Friday night doing a Google Hangout instead of hitting the clubs. So I hope you guys enjoyed the value, and I hope you got to follow Sarah Cole. You got to follow Sarah Cole because she's badass. And Jimmy Davis knows it. He keeps telling her.
He does.
And I think she knows it a lot more tonight. So
Thank you.
with that, we'll wrap it up. Sarah, any last words?
I want to give all of this back to you. If I can help you guys, if I can support any one of you in any type of way, you guys let me know. Just reach out. I'm always around. I'm always here. Reach out to me and let me know what I can do for you to give back to you.
Boom! That's how she rolls. That's how she rolls. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. I hope you got a lot of value out of what we provided tonight, helping Sarah. What's your name? Helping Sarah get her groove back. And with that, gratitude is the attitude that gives our dreams altitude, and Sarah's flying high. That's all we got. Have a great night.